Certainly the best.
It's an exciting Thursday afternoon. We are here once again to x-ray what is happening in the country on the program 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson Omasha. Not to worry, Rosa Bolaho is around the corner trying to gather more intel to push broadcasting forward. Until then, I'll be presenting him today. Well, today on 60 Minutes Nigeria, we're going to be zooming in on two topics. Here's the first one is current security situation in the country. There's the recent killings, the recent kidnapping, throwing off a military base in Borno, despite the fact that there was an open opportunity for the Air Force to react to the cry or call for help, or what you call SOS, by the military battalion in that particular cantonment, so to speak, or barracks, for them to intervene using air power to at least complement the effort of the military personnel. No help came, and they were overrun by terrorists. And that was so sad. You go to Ondo State, you know the story so well. What about Kwara? Over hundreds killed, some kidnapped. It's so crazy. People say that it's getting worse as the day pushes towards 2027. Well, that is on one hand. On the other hand, we're taking a look at also the overpowering shadow of the APC as our election approaches. You heard about, yes, a governor of Zamfara State, right? They come again to the APC. No thanks to the appeal court judgment favoring a faction of the PDP. But right now, we're talking about peace in the PDP. People are asking, who are you going to make peace with after the party has been balkanized? We'll take a look at this too. We'll start off with the first one about the current security situation in our country. Me here in the studio, I have a clergyman, political affairs commentator, political analyst. Join me to welcome Bishop Bright Olumese. Thank you so much, Bishop, for making our time to be here.
Good afternoon, Wilson. Good afternoon, viewers at home.
All right.
Thank you.
And so very close to him, he's an Islamic scholar, academia, political analyst, political affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Alhaji Ahmed Iwaike. Thank you so much for being here. Despite the period, I appreciate the resilience and the strength that you have to be here in the studio.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. Thank you, viewers at home.
And join us virtually all the way from Lagos. He's a political analyst, political affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Honorable Paul Ogido IEVC. Honorable Paul, thank you so much for taking our time to be with us. Okay, we will have our connection right. Definitely, you get to hear from Honorable Paul. Now, let's start off with the gentleman I have in the studio. Yes,
Good
Bishop.
afternoon, Mr. Wilson.
It's like, okay, Honorable Paul is there. Paul, thank you so much for making it on time, despite the, you know, topsy-turvy nature of connectivity, so to speak. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson.
All right,
Yeah,
it's so good to hear from you.
Good afternoon, the good people of Edo State, and my dear brothers in the studio there. You are all welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's put the show on the road. Bishop, the current security situation is disheartening. It is alarming. Some be like it is scary. Now, despite the fact that Americans, the U.S. government, they did their best to show power, to show that they are watching with keen interest what is happening in Nigeria, maybe one or two moves. Bombs exploded, cut save them, and of course, we're told that We have some U.S. foot soldiers in Nigeria gathering intel, sharing information and all that. But in your own analysis, are things really getting better for this country when we talk about security situation?
Okay, thank you once again, Mr. Wilson. And viewers at home, I want to say Nigeria's situation right now is called for special concern when it comes to security issues. One of the biggest challenges I have with the security issue is that it's like there's no political will. You know, I've actually submitted here over time that Nigeria's security situation does not just need power. Yeah, you could see that the America came, they did what they do. Yeah, no, it's more or less intelligence gathering.
Intelligence gathering.
Intelligence gathering. There's a big problem, and we're not seeing so much from the federal government, so to say. Okay, now when you go around the world, when you talk about intelligence gathering, you're talking about liaison with people like the Israeli. When you talk about force, you go to America and all of that. This is the Nigeria situation. We need it, because if you look at, we are fighting this kind of war where your armed forces, your air force, the synergy is not there. The attack in Borno it called for a lot of questioning. And when you listen to some of these armed men, they will tell you that, look, they like, when they want to carry out an attack, the banditry they want to attack gets the information before they come there. And you know the way that landscape is. Distance between where they are operating and when they got information. So we need an intelligent, we need a serious intelligent deficit. We have serious intelligent deficit in this fight against insecurity. And it's crippling, it's destroying Nigeria. If you go, there are so many, traveling bans on Nigeria states. I was to host somebody that they said no. He said this country won't allow him go to certain part of Nigeria because of insecurity. For a developing nation who need investors to come develop, you are romancing insecurity. We are treating security with kid gloves. No. The disheartening thing is that you just hear over 100 people killed here. And after an hour, you won't hear anything again. No reprisal. Know that these people who carried out this attack had been arrested or had been. It's terrible. Right. So now, the point that we're trying to say here is like the government also, it's either they're overwhelmed or they're complicit.
All right. I will come back to you, Bishop. Well, Alhaji, you heard him. What really got me a bit worked up was when I saw the footage. These soldiers in Borno State, one of their barracks or cantonments, so to speak, they saw them coming. They said they're radioing to the Air Force for help, according to reports. But what they said, help didn't get there on time, no air support, and many of them lost their lives. With the U.S. coming to show that particular strength in Nigeria, did it make things worse?
Thank you. Let me start from that angle of U.S. coming, whether it makes it worse. Some of us were among those who actually was against the coming of the United States, despite the fact that we know that, yes, the security issue have actually overwhelmed our Nigeria armed forces, that to the extent we deserve to get a foreign support to ensure that we curb this whole thing. But from the antecedents of the United States that we have followed suit, right from the little knowledge we have even gathered, the United States have never come to any country and left the country even better than the way the country was. They've never come to any country to actually help them to solve their problem. Rather, they have always come for their own interest. It's just more like politics. And there are other countries that are actually suffering this insurgency. The United States is not there because of what they are looking for is not there. But countries that have what they are looking for, they are always there claiming they want to form one or two support or the other. So we have always opined that, yes, we know that this security have overwhelmed our security architecture, no doubt about it. We have said that several times on this studio. To the extent we have even called for changing of hierarchy, so the extent it was changed up to now, to no avail. But we know that coming of the United States will not solve the situation because they have what they are looking for. And since they came, they said they shoot one bomb somewhere. And even the villagers were claiming the bomb landed on an empty land and nobody was killed. But somebody claimed bandits were killed. But today, if the bandits were actually killed, where are these ones now coming out from? So to me, their coming is intelligence issue as well again. Just to be on the ground, to gather some intelligence and probably what they are looking for, so that they will know what they are looking for and continue to do what they want to do. And at the end of the day, they go, because to the end, I don't really see America really wants Nigeria to be a better country. Because if they actually want Nigeria to be a better country, most of these things I think they said they want to do will not come, because nobody wants the Nigeria to be better than them. Because you know that Nigeria becomes the way God has created Nigeria, even in the map, and with the resources we have, if Nigeria becomes great tomorrow, we will become the new heaven. We will become the United States. You understand? So I don't think the West actually, wish Nigeria well. You understand? Since they came, now, like as you said, I've actually seen, any changes. And I don't think America will tell me they don't actually know where these people are. They do. Because with the level of intelligence America have, like my brother have actually opined, with the great intelligence of the Israeli government, Israeli always work pari passu with the United States of America. So there's no way you would tell me that as long as you use Android phone, wherever you are in this country is well known. Even of recent, we've just been told that Google have just bought a big security company from the Israeli government, from the Israeli, in the terms of the billions of dollars. What I'm trying to tell you is that as long as you use Android phone as a Nigerian, your whereabouts is not hidden. Your conversation is not hidden. Whatever you do is not hidden. In fact, with the use of this Android phone that we are using, there is nothing like secrecy or you are hidden. No, it's open. It's just if they mean you, they will tell you your location where you are, and they will come actually get you. So if they really wish and want to actually assist Nigeria in curbing this insurgency, we would have heard that by now, heads would have started rolling. But today, as you can see, like as you said, it's either going from bad, now to worse. You understand what I'm saying now? So we have actually seen it. But me, I know from my own little knowledge that what they are coming from is different from what we claim or what we think we are seeing from the TVs or from the newspaper that they want to solve the security. No, they don't know what they are coming from. And I believe they must have started doing what they are coming from. So they will leave us to be killing ourselves. Because all the countries America have entered, stepped their foot, they always left it worse than the way the countries ever were.
Okay, let's get to Honorable Paul Ogido Aigi, we see, joining us visually all the way from Lagos. Now, what do you feel about the current security situation? Tiny to what Sheikh Gumi said, that the government of the day know who these terrorists are, they know where they reside, they know everything. Bringing back again memory a statement accredited to late General Sani Abacha said that if insurgency should exceed 24 hours, maybe the government of the day, or the government rather, is involved. Can you hear me?
Well, thank you, Mr. Witt. Always debated this matter, and we've been doing that over and over again. And today, I'm very sure that it is what we have always said that we will continue to see, and we are going to say again today. The insurgency and those responsible for it are not hidden. The government knows these people. I listened to one of the stakeholders in the North, Sheikh Gumi, when he granted an interview and said that he doesn't go to these people alone. He goes with officials of government. He informed a lot of people in the system. He doesn't just go there alone. That he too is trying to find solutions to this. What does that goes to show us? It goes to show that the government itself knows who these people are. It is not as if they are hidden. Like the last speaker there said, the moment you dial someone's number on your Android phone, your location is no longer hidden. We have seen cases where the police track switched off phones from one state to another in this country. And the tracker takes them down to the very bottom of where that phone is hidden. We have seen that severally. These guys perpetrating these dastardly acts, they are not hidden. They make calls. They are on TikTok. They are on Facebook. So for anybody to say they don't know where they are, it is not a story that is meant for the adults. Those stories are meant for children. In fact, those in the nursery school that you can tell anything. And it's getting worse by the day. If you tune your social media, you open the pages of the social media, you will find that there are occasions where you won't be able to eat if you have human feeling. I have gone to bed without dinner on several occasions because of things I see on social media concerning the insecurity in this country. We're in a very sorry state, a very sorry state. And if you ask me, nothing is being done about it. If anything is being done right now, I think whatever is being done is not enough to show that something is being done. Because all the, I don't know, I don't want to call it efforts, because if I call it effort, it's like something is being done. It's like they are playing gimmicks with the insecurity that is ravaging this country. The basic reason for poverty, hunger, and starvation in Nigeria today, which is the biggest problem facing the citizens of this country, is coming down from insecurity. Take insecurity away, nobody have a right to starve in Nigeria. Talking to you, I used to be a farmer myself. I found that I made money from it. And I will tell you the truth, I made a lot of money from farming. Today, that is not possible anymore. It is not just me, every other person that farm that I know in the area where I farm, nobody is in that environment anymore. And I doubt if they were able to relocate to other places to farm. So how are we going to tackle the food challenges that we have in this country?
All right, thank you.
In time we come when you go to the market.
I will definitely come back to you. All right, now let's get to hear from Professor Owen Olo, who joined us visually all the way from Agbo. Prof, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you join us this wonderful afternoon. Now, what do you feel about the topic of discourse, talking about the current or recent security situation in the country and the cost of governance, doing an analogy from what is really going on, kidnapped victims, killed victims, you just name it.
Mr. Wilson, good afternoon, and good afternoon, viewers at home. It is quite pathetic to say the least, that life does no longer matter to Nigerians. Life does no longer matter to Nigerians, and nobody seems to care about what is happening. But why I use that phrase initially, or rather that sentence, that opening sentence, that life does no longer matter. If you observe what is happening currently now, this is not strange in the sense that towards a regime change, we usually have something like this. You know, it's quite unfortunate. Towards a regime change, or rather towards election year, we used to have situations like this where insecurity will start to rise or be on the increase. Apparently, this is now politically motivated, if you ask me. If you remember vividly, when towards the election of 2015, before the election, insecurity also in this country heightened. And you will want to agree with me that was largely, of course, later expositions came that that insecurity that was experienced at that time was actually sponsored in order to discredit the government of the day and possibly make Nigerians not to look on the side of that government. And here we are again now. The drum has been on about 2027 presidential election. And of course, the politicians, I want to say this, without fear or favor. The human life does not matter to them. They are at it again. The insecurity in this country has heightened. In fact, it's quite unfortunate, it's quite pathetic. And despite the efforts, even though many of us may seem not to know, or rather want to acknowledge that there is effort, but we cannot rule out the fact that indeed there is actually effort. Because, you know, when you are putting effort on something and you have a lot of saboteurs within, people trying to sabotage all about governments, people who want to possibly come and be wanting, they want, oh, this government should not return and all that. And you will just see, you know, there are a lot of inside saboteur. This is not really about, this is about discrediting the government, making it unstable. Oh, Nigerians will no longer have faith. Oh, and then, of course, the cry for regime change and all that. It is unfortunate that that life, human life, sacred as human life is, does not matter to our politicians. All they care about their interest. They care about how they will be this and how they will be that. And then for so they don't care about people who are dying. All they want to, all I see here, I see politically motivated terrorism. Politically motivated terrorism. Just like we had it in 2015. That's exactly what is now happening now. And again, we cannot really
to you, Professor Owen. You just hold on. Let's try to get your connection right. You heard him say this might just be politically motivated. After all, it happened in time of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan just to discredit his government. How true is this allusion, so to speak?
Okay, well, whether politically motivated or unpolitically motivated, one thing is sure: government has the responsibility to protect life and property. I hold government responsible over the unending security situation in Nigeria. Other countries has published names of people who are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. Nigeria government had failed to publish same. Nigeria government claimed to know the people but had failed to publish same. Either because of the political will to public or don't want to step on people's toe, but doing this at the expense of the blood of your citizen. You see, what is crime? There are people who want to commit crime, but when they meet equal forces, look at today, the Iranian new leader is looking for assurance to end the war and all of that because he has made equal force. So when you talk about it's for political reason or whatever, that is the reason why we say government has the powers, they have the machineries, they have the money, everything. They only just lack the will. Government is supposed to gather intelligence on knowing who formulated all of this. And this is where the government must come out if they are not complicit. That's why I say it's either government is complicit or government lack the political will. But Nigeria is bleeding. If I can tell you, take this statistic to the market, it won't fail. 90 out of 100 persons in Nigeria, when you give the opportunity, they will leave this country. So, in other words, not because of any other thing, first because of insecurity. The issue of kidnapping right now, even in this our dear state, is on the high side. And all of that. And you, just like our brother said today, you will now imagine what's first of all, the slow response to emergency is even killed it. We were caught a few days ago. They were kidnapping in this serious kidnapping was going on where up to 8 persons were taken. They were making calls. No response. Even the Boronu situation has come. So, in other words, the government need to come sit down and say, what is happening? If there is a response, a quick response to security crime, and the people, just for instance, people go insecurity, always successful. People want to be recruited. All of that. So we want to call on government. We don't want to know whether it is politically motivated. We don't want to know whether it is sponsored by non-Nigerians or whoever. Government rise up to responsibility, constitutional responsibility of protecting life and property. Nail whoever it is.
Okay. Playing between complexities and, of course, political will. From what do you think that the government of the day ought to be doing, but they are not doing? Remember what Mr. President said? He said, look, Nigeria should succumb to fear. That would definitely overcome this particular situation. Complexity or inability, come will to really handle the situation. Alhaji.
Thank you. The government have the ability to handle the situation. I will always be concurring. I will concur with Bishop in his opinion that the willpower is actually the thing. Because if not the willpower, me I know definitely, Nigeria was once rated as the best guerrilla warfare, even in Africa. Do you know what that thing means? That in Africa, guerrilla warfare, Nigerian soldiers were ranked higher. That is to tell you that these persons perpetuating this act, whether they are foreigners or indigenes, that Nigerian military, they are good enough to crush them. So one is stopping them from crushing them. One, the willpower now comes in. Two, didn't you check budgets of other countries when it comes to military defense budgets? Yeah. Brother, it swallows Nigeria budget how many times? What I'm trying to tell you right now is that if you have to fight this crime, you have to bring in money. Yeah. You have to bring in resources.
We are talking about over 10 billion naira now.
It's still not enough. What is 10 billion?
Because some are saying because of this money, that's the reason why they
have issues. No. What if, for example, somebody sponsoring these insurgents have like 50 billion and you are budgeting 10 billion? I don't know. How do you look billion these days? To politicians, billions is not like a million. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying now.
All right, now you just hold on what to go for. When we return, we'll continue with your line of thought. We'll be right back. Do not go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria. We'll use 1 hour to peruse on issues that is bedeviling or helping the country. Depends on that particular topic. Well, we're taking a look at security situation in the country, the cost governance. You were making a vital point. Alhaji, before we went on that break, please commence with the points we are making.
Thank you. So what I was saying in essence is that the willpower is one of them. And second, the funding is the biggest challenge to this our security architecture.
And I said money has been given to them.
I am now so
that some accuse of these security agents because they want money. They are causing more trouble. No. They are causing mayhem.
I also told you just that what is budgeted for them is too insignificant compared to those who are sponsoring them, what they have in their bank accounts. I have attended series of security and peace council meeting in my LGA. I have listened to the demands and cries of the divisional police officers. What they demand. The truth is that security agencies are, inadequately funded. They don't even have vehicles. When you see on television governor giving healers, how many healers is governor giving police? If he gives 18 healers, for example, are you going to peg them in one pair? Do you know how many divisional police officers, divisional police stations we have in the local government? Some have more than 15 police divisional stations in a single local government. For example, if you bring in only one healers, how can you share it? What I'm trying to tell you in essence right now is that the budget that we are budgeting for security in this country, if they still budget ×5 of it, it will still not be enough to cover this, because our Nigerian armed forces and the security agencies, they are willing, we are strong, we are mentally alert, But the problem right now is that the motivations are not there, the resources are not there, the machineries to use are not there. So do you not expect them to use their personal power, their bare hands to do this thing?
Okay.
So those two factors are the thing. Let the government come up with the willpower by saying, yes, we want to curb this insecurity and to vote in huge amount of money. Don't go and be voting security vote, billions of naira, security vote, millions of naira. The real deal that needed is security, you are not putting it down there.
Okay, now let's get to hear from Honorable Paul. Let's see if he's going to agree with your comment about the situation we're facing right now. From what Alhaji said, he said we need more money. Is money the issue or the willpower, Honorable Paul?
I don't want to agree, but partially, I think my brother there is right to an extent. It is not as if those monies are not there. If you look at what is being budgeted, it's adequate enough to tackle the insecurity, because this insecurity has spanned a long time. We have had it for a very long time, and every year we keep having budgets upon budgets, you know, to curb the menace. But the question we need to ask is, this money is being budgeted, does it trickle down to fighting this insecurity? Are we not aware that even the budget of 2024 is still being pursued, even in 2026, not yet implemented, whereas we already have a year interval? So I think that is one of the problems. The monies, does it go down to what it is meant to do? That is the question we should be asking here. Because we hear these figures. These are humongous figures. These are figures that many other countries cannot even, they just dream it. They cannot realize it for insecurity alone. So for one to say that the monies are not enough, I don't want to believe. What I want to believe here is that the monies being budgeted are not going into what it is meant for. This is what I think. It is my personal opinion. And you will agree with me that a lot of people have this opinion as well, that perhaps due to corruption, these monies are not trickling down. That is the problem we are having. Then as to cost of governance, we know that the cost of governance in this country is one of those problems that is killing the nation. Because everybody, once a budget is rolled out, it is rolled into pockets. There are big politicians with deep pockets that will never allow this to trickle down. We hear people embezzling billions and billions of naira, billions of dollars in their coffers. And you begin to wonder, what do they need this money for? Honestly, no man on earth needs all such money to be able to enjoy their lives. If you have human feelings, you don't need to embezzle 10 billion to be a big man that you want to be, honestly speaking. So I want to also agree that there is no political will right now to tackle insecurity. And that is why we are where we are. If the political will is there to tackle insecurity, I can assure you that this thing will not take 6 months to fix totally. The government knows those who are behind this insecurity. They know their sponsors. The foreign powers have told us who they are, but our government have refused to do anything about it. Even to publish it here, it's not done. So it's a big problem. Now, I want to say that my personal opinion, though, that this government really want to hear and see Nigerians cry. Otherwise, fixing this problem is not too difficult for them to do. Honestly speaking, if they want to fix insecurity, you must.
I will come back to you. All right. Well, his last comments, he said this government really wants to see Nigeria cry. Let's go to Agbo right now, where Professor Owen is standing by. Would you agree to his comment that this government wants to see Nigerian cry, or the government in itself is being overwhelmed and we might just need external help either from the U.S. but also from Israel to make all this go away?
this is exactly what the saboteurs aim to achieve. This is their aim, to paint the government in bad light. The government loses credibility when the government goes to the poll, and of course the government will be voted out. That is exactly what the saboteurs, the people who are behind this is exactly what they want to achieve. They want Nigerians to feel that, oh, this government does not have them at heart. This government is wicked. And it's quite unfortunate that it appears that is the impression that is out there. To say that the government is overwhelmed is to say the least. And I want to believe it is because of that particular reason. That is why the United States offered to help Nigeria. And for budgetary allocation, I would not want to say that the security budget security is underfunded, because I believe that over 25% of our yearly budget goes to security. The efforts of government may not be paying off as of now. We may not be seeing so much of government effort. But to say that government is making effort, government is making a lot of effort, but we are not seeing these efforts because of some people who possibly are gaining from this whole thing. Some people are gaining, some people are benefiting from this terrorism. Some people are benefiting from these killings. Some people are benefiting when money is budgeted for security. This money will actually pass through Chanel. People are the ones that will buy these weapons and bring back for us to use here. If this insecurity is not completely solved, it means that money may not be flowing their way again. That's on one side. And again, too, those who are also possibly sponsoring it, who are sponsoring it because of a regime change, they have something they will benefit. If the government is discredited, if Nigerians see the government that, oh, the government is not doing enough, and vote this government out, it will benefit them. So the whole thing is just not, it's quite unfortunate that we are where we are. But to say that we cannot pretend, in as much as I know that people may not really like this present government, because even during Jonathan's time, as good as Jonathan was, 2015, when this insecurity issue started, and when the killings in the north, the killings in the north was at the peak. Of course, Jonathan lost credibility in the eyes of everybody. So the government is doing their bit. A state budget where you have over 25% of the budget given to security is a whole lot. Just like the thing may not be trickling down. You have the federal government at that level, and then the federal government is there. We have the state government. This thing is budgeted. There's supposed to be a channel, but sometimes along the channel, you have so many clogs. You have so many wastes. You have so many diversions because of the Nigerian system, the Nigerian factor. Everybody wants to benefit. Everybody wants to get as much as one want to get, not minding the consequences. Nobody seems to care. I have always said that Nigeria is a country of dog shop dog. We are all sitting on our chairs. Everybody is benefiting. Once you are benefiting, you don't care again what happens. Whether people die, whether people don't die, you don't care. So long as you are benefiting from the whole thing. It's unfortunate. The government is doing so much. The government is overwhelmed. And
I will come back to you. I will definitely come back to you. Well, he said the government is doing so much, but some persons are doing everything possible to discredit the government of the day. So they lose confidence in the government, and by so doing may not want to vote for him again come 2027. We can go on and on this particular discussion, but one thing is certain: Nigerians are weary. Yeah. Nigerians are tired. Very tired. Nigerians are tired of receiving call of bringing ransom of over 100 million naira. Sometimes the ransoms they are paid, and the persons in captivity they are killed. Yeah. And that is the worst part of it. So terrible. Nigerians are really, really tired of this terrible situation. We hope and pray that our government, through the help of other greater nations, should just please put this particular country back in track to the time of peace, tranquility, and of course progress. Our heart goes out to everyone that is in captivity, those are really going through severe pains of trying to get that money. Some of that paying money get to it, they've been killed. So sad. Very, very sad indeed. So government, please wake up to your responsibilities. Seek help if you must. Nigerians are really really tired. Well, that's that for that. Now let's take a look at this other topic that I talked about in course of opening. They show the overwhelming presence of the APC. It's like a shadow right now hovering around the country, swallowing up every other party in Nigeria. Some are saying the end party will have in 2027 election might just be massive. Now, this is the second topic of discussion today's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. Should this call for worry?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wilson. If you want to ask me, I will tell you the defection to APC, the dividends of fuel subsidy removal. You see, the president have a lot of money to give to the governor. They are like new bride right now. Every governor is singing the praise of the president. Unlike the former previous government, when they go to FAC, they fight out of FAC because I think the federal government was accused one time of printing money to make up money. So now what the APC government has done, mop up money from poor Nigerians and giving it to politicians in the name of fuel subsidy removal, and that's what we are seeing. I'm not worried about it. The issue is a concern because Nigeria have no politicians. Nigeria just have businessmen who came to, hustle.
Businessmen
who came to hustle in the market of politics. No ideology, no clear core, manifestos or whatever. It's just where money de belego, stomach affair, stomach infrastructure. It's quite unfortunate. But you see, let me tell you, this is one of the things. I was saying that when I saw that your team, I said, we see have started again. Now, if you drag my leg, I will give my leg to drag. And these are my words. The other political party that will stand against APC 2027 is their non-performance. The level of hunger in the society, the level of insecurity, the hard-heartedness of this government and all of that, with anywhere popular Nigeria, just something like what we have in 2023 when we have Mr. Peter Obi movement. If there's any movement that will come in 2027, you will know what is called human revolution and all of that. This Edicampi is normal. When you have money, you have many bright people, everybody, you are Solomon. Solomon is rich. He has 700 wives, 300 concubines. Every woman wants to marry a big man and all of that. So we are not perturbed with all this, they are defecting or whatever. He only exposed the fact that Nigeria have no politician.
Okay. Nigeria has no politician. You heard it from Bishop Bright Olumese. So what's your take on this?
Yeah, man, I concur with you on the ground that yes, our politicians does not have principles. They don't have principles. There's no ideology, which is actually the case. Because now I don't see somebody campaigning on the platform of a particular platform, and that platform ordinarily is supposed to have an ideology. And later, after a while, suddenly you fell in love with another ideology of somebody and said, no, I must have to come because the president is doing X, Y, Z. Gone are those days where we have the Awolowo parties and the Zik parties and the rest. The Awolowo parties then were known for education. Any states that their party is ruling, building of universities and schools were one of the top priorities. That was when parties have ideology. Yeah. They don't care about what is happening, but that the ideology, they stick to it. Yeah. But in this case, somebody is in APC today and chants good governance. He goes back to another party, for example, PDP, and he's still chanting the same style of government. No difference. Those that are decamping right now from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress, go and check their state since they decamped till now. If there was any kind of style or change of governance, it's still the same thing. It's still him. There's no difference. So, and it now makes me to now agree with him that majority of them are just said, okay, let me sync with the central so that I can continue to have my benefits. And because they said politics is all about interest. So what happened then? My interest first, not the people's interest. But I think this new electoral act now is trying to streamline some certain things. But okay, register as a political party member. So that this time around, if I am online, if I say I've registered as an online member of this party, tomorrow if I'm trying to go to this party, I think they are put an expiring period. That there's no way you cannot decamp until that period. I think this is the first step. So at the end of the day, APC should come up and say, this is our ideology. As ADC now is now the new bride, people also coming now. They should also have an ideology that will know that, okay, your own is after fighting insecurity. When you are in power, every insecurity is gone. We know that, yes, this party that they fight security, where made they come, they will fight security. We know that, this party, your own is fixing power or education. And if we now know that our educational system is becoming decaying, well, this party can solve it. Everybody will solve this party.
All right, thank you.
Understand? So they should have an ideology first. So I like this electoral act first. Let us see how we can manage this electoral act to see how we can bring in something better. But those decamping, it is not because of good governance, my brother. It's because of lack of principle.
Right. Some of the people that Nigerians don't have politicians the way they used to have them way back. They are not built the same way of old, strong, resilient politicians. Let's give this example. For instance, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State, he was the only one in the opposition.
And he stood.
He stood his ground. Till this particular moment. Honorable Paul, I mean, if you compare the Tinubu when he was the governor of Lagos State, despite the fact I had this occasion with Mr. President, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, where subventions, allocations were not being given to Lagos. But the student was able to bring out something to keep the state running. How come politicians of nowadays are not behaving the way old, strong, dogged politicians were built to, last?
What do you expect in a country of particular concern where people have lost their dignity, they've lost their integrity, and all that matters to them is their stomach and that of their family and their cronies? The politicians we have over time have been able to weaponize poverty to the extent that even those you tend to respect in the society will, because of how will tomorrow be for me, how am I going to be able to take care of my family, they jump into whatever is given to them. You see a vehicle without tires, no brake, nothing, and you are jumping into it. Something is responsible. And I can assure you, like my colleagues there said, those who are decamping to APC now, it's not because they have anything better or because they see anything better coming out of that party, but because they know already that poverty has been weaponized to an extent that if you stand alone, you may not be able to survive. So it takes a man of integrity to be able to withstand the temptation of going with this party. Imagine removing fuel subsidy, borrowing a lot of money, billions and trillions, into the economy, and nothing is happening. And I can tell you, Mr. Wilson, that I cannot tell you the direction of that party. All they care is that if I go into this party, I'll be able to secure my second term. Even if I'm ending it right now, I'll be able to go to Senate as an ex-governor. That is what is going on, honestly. And I will tell you also that a man that is carrying a basket of corn, what do you expect the fowls around it to do? They will run after that man. The man that is having a basket of the corn is the very man that all the fowls will run after. And that's what you are seeing. All the monies right now are
Thank you.
And so
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Dr. Owen, briefly, we're going to have the last line on this discussion because our time is up. What do you think our politicians should do, knowing fully that opposition are beginning to come into the APC in full fold? Senators, House of Rep members, governors, you just name it, is that they're forgetting the vow of the allegiance they swore to a political party. Right now, they are running towards the APC in 1 minute.
We see I want to say that my colleagues over there may not have responded to that particular subject. Let us be sincere when we address issues here. Now, look at all the political parties in Nigeria today. Which political party in this country is stable as we speak? The PDP, there's infighting, there's instability. Labour Party, there's instability, there's infighting. The only party that seems to be free from rancor is the APC. Apparently, that is why many of the politicians, the governors, are not defecting to APC, because that is where we seem to have some level of stability. And if you talk about, removing the subsidy, taking money from the poor and giving to the governors, I would not agree with that, because many of the the presidential candidates for 2023 presidential election also promised to remove subsidy. Now they have removed subsidy and there's not more money for governors. The Nigerians should learn to hold their governors accountable. The monies are with the governors. The governors are supposed to develop their states with this money. Nobody is asking the governors question. Where the money, the allocation that they get from FAC every month, what are the governors of these states doing with this money? This increased allocation. When you talk about issues like this, I want us to be very holistic and be very sincere. Which party is stable? Apparently, these governors that are decamping to the APC, apparently there is something that they are seeing. They are seeing some level of, maybe they are seeing the president trying to possibly improve the economy and all that. They have their
Our time is up. Our time is up. I know you have so much to say, Prof. You have too much to say. Well, we are pressed for time. You've heard Prof. said the reason why they're going to the APC is because of political stability after we have issues with the PDP, Labour Party. You just limit APC, according to him, seems to be the best bet. But come on, think about it. A man stood alone, and the man is the one right now in charge. Why can't our politicians just be like Mr. President when he was a former governor of Lagos State? Only AD stood against PDP. Only AD stood despite the heat and everything. What is happening to our politicians? Questions for them to really answer. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to this. I know you have your last line, but there's no time for that. I appreciate both of you, and of course, the personnel that joined us visually. I really appreciate all of you. We'll do this again next week, Thursday, God willing. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Atwage, Abalasapae. Atwage, Abalasapae. Ojode, Atwage, Abalasapae. Ayaba Atwage, Abalasapae. Adaye Atwage, Abalasapae. Egwetuwa.
welcome to Viewpoints on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. And today on Viewpoint, we're going to be talking about the current electricity issues and situations that we as business owners, as individuals, are facing in Nigeria, as over 80% of households lack adequate access to grid, as Nigeria's electricity sector suffers from chronic liquidity trap and infrastructural decay, leading to frequent national grid collapses, with generation dropping below 4,200 megawatts, far short of the 4,000 megawatts required for its citizens and population. It is a Viewpoint on ITV, and we're going to be looking at some of the key issues affecting our electricity sector in Nigeria. I am Caroline Okonji.
In terms of security of it, we need light. And based on that, in some areas, it makes it difficult for us when we are on patrol at night. And we are even begging the state government to try and do something, at least by supplying street lights in some area that are dark in the night. In most cases in our community, there are places that is very dangerous, that without light we cannot do anything of such. For so doing, we want, as a matter of urgency, the Edo State government to try and do the needful, so that the security will be okay for us, so that we can be able to work effectively.
The issue of NEPA issue that you came from is very rapid to us, in the sense that the NEPA look as if we are not a citizen of Nigeria, because since a month there's no light in us. We have been passing through. Which NEPA, anytime they came, a minute or 30 minutes to, they will come and bring the light to us. That is, we are not expecting them to come and collect their bill. Indirectly, we are expecting bill from them to come and collect. Within that hour or 2 hours, you will see a number of people with a ladder. They will come. They will come. And after their collection, there's nothing like light again. They will block us up. I think before we have this light, they mandated us to buy a meter, which we bought individual. We pay through the NDC, we have our transformer here, not through NEPA. Before we got out this light, they mandated us to write an application of submitting it to the NEPA as a will to them. And we work for it. And we should not claim ownership. And we fought for the transformer. And after that, again, they came that there is no oil in it. We pay up to 1 point something again. Before, after all that, they came up again, said it was meter issue again, that every community, every houses have to have a meter, which we did. We have to. I have my own receipt. I have my paper meter in my residential house here. So after all that again, they came up with a past bill. We, before we make that transformer, got that transformer, we've been black out for 10 years here. They came with a bill to us again that we need to pay a standing bill. We went to Testament, their office there. After we left the one at the bypass, they were delivering us before they now refer us to the one at bypass. I don't want to mention the name of the manager there. Got in there again, he said we have to go for all those things, we need to fulfill the things we did. After that, they now on the light for us. As they on the light, not up to a month, we were still in blackout again. So at the end of it, we went again, they said it was according to them, that the electric wiring Mange. That was the cause that the man cut us off again from Iyowa again, which we not pay. Leave that matter again. The Chile community, which is the Kabetu, Igbo Veme, and Igbo. After that, they brought a light for a week again. After a week, they cut us off again. They said, Iyowa is owing. We now went to the office again and told them that if Iyowa is owing, does that mean it affects our community? We are blackout. So I told you this. So before we sort all those things out, we have already made up our mind. We can go away with our neighbor. When our father was living with a lamp and all these things, we were enjoying it. We cannot be paying for what we are not using. We cannot be paying for what we are not using. So if they feel they want to cut us off from this NEPA issue, they should cut everybody off totally so that we will know that we are not with NEPA. Not that after 3 weeks, they will not bring a light under 22 hours or 3 hours. They will come and collect their money. It's unfair to the masses.
The electricity issues and challenges that BEDC in the state is devastating, in the sense that as a minister, I suffer a lot in terms of electricity. As an individual, not only me, the entire people of Edo State, and not only in Edo State, Nigeria as a whole, we are really facing electricity challenge in the country, in the sense that we are not getting constant light. Even though the tariff of electricity is high, people don't even get the light. I don't know how the government will enhance constant light for the Nigerian people, especially in Edo State here. We are seeing the government are not taking a proactive step towards this direction. But if the government will be able to ensure that people are paying for electricity and they are not getting electricity, government should take a drastic step in this direction by making sure if people have constant light, people will want to pay for it. But a situation where you don't see light, at the end of the month you see BEDC personnel coming to people's house to come to cut lights, is really a problem. My major concern is that let them provide us electricity and people will pay for it. But a situation whereby we don't have constant light, out of 24 hours, people cannot boast of 3 hours light in a day. It's a problem that we are really facing. People who are doing business cannot do business effectively. People who are doing business, they want to make sure their food stuff does not get spoiled. Nobody can preserve their food again. Even though they cook, you cannot preserve it. Even though electricity for our artisans to work, they cannot get electricity to empower their equipment in order to boost productivity for the entire society. It is really a problem. The state of electricity in our country, in our state, is very poor. Very, very poor. We don't know how government is creating effectiveness on this aspect. We say Nigeria is generating electricity and the neighboring are getting electricity, and the people that are in this country are not benefiting it. Nigerians, we are crying. As a person, I am crying. We don't say as an individual we don't want to pay for electricity. We are not saying that they should give us light for free, but let them make light available and let people pay for it.
They often tell us the national grid is collapsed. So ultimately it's to develop enough capacity the whole process of generation, distribution, and the rest of it. And then the enabling law. The happy thing recently is that they have said is deregulated. State governments and private investors can now enter the electricity market, generate and sell. So we do hope that will be a great deal of improvement, because without electricity, really, we are going to remain in the Stone Age. We cannot industrialize. Even domestically, we cannot have the comfort we should derive from electricity. We should consider all the options, whether the new sources like wind, solar in our country, so that we're able to generate enough for our consumption. The darkness is cover for any kind of nefarious activity. Yeah, so if the place is not well lit or substantially lit up, people can ordinarily hide under the cover of darkness to perpetrate just anything, not just robbery, kidnapping, and whatever you have. Yeah. Don't also forget that we now have private investors. The government doesn't have so much to do with electricity anymore, apart from regulation. So they also have to maximize their profit. So it may have been a mistake in the first instance, divesting from electricity at the level of government.
Let me talk about the state where I live, where I reside. The total blackout is nothing to write up about. We really suffer when it comes to light. Edo is suffering. I think our governor is trying to, we have to do more. Our Excellency, Senator Monde, our governor of Edo State, executive government, we have to do more when it comes to that light issue. We are suffering. There are some of us who can provide electricity for ourselves, solar and all that. Maybe a generator, this was the case, but not everybody. And so at this junction, I think it is expedient that our governor looks straight into this issue and solve this problem. What would I call it? I don't know the right English to use. The right English right now, we have serious problem when it comes to light. Businesses are going down. Those selling drinks, those who have koro, without generator, you can't do anything. And the J is on the high side. Those small jewelry, those are better passing our neighbor used to buy them 30,000, 10,000. Now you can buy it. Then the other one is the Tiger and the LMX 1 point something for ordinary generator. So it doesn't make any sense at all. So begging on our executive governor, the governor that knows what to do, to please to look into us and save us from darkness. Then when it comes to these funny BDC people, we're raising a child that came from the US and the others. The first thing they learned in Nigeria is NEPA don't bring light. Children brought from abroad. NEPA don't bring light. Can you imagine such? And so these funny people, 2 days, they'll bring the light on and off for 2 days. The next thing they'll come with their estimated billing. They start dragging people, wires and all that. It's high time. I think it's high time we stand our ground and let them know that we're not fools. We are Nigerians. We all own this nation. It belongs to nobody. It belongs to nobody and it's for everybody. We should stand our ground and fight for our rights. This BDC, I bet may they pack, may they go. NEPA still better pass. You can't go out at night when there is no light. The security issue. Is what the government is trying. I may cannot chrome them in one day, but we individual too. Like the police used to say, see something, say something. But sometimes when you say something, they use you as a bait. And so we need to. Edo State government need to give us security as well. Nightlife in Benin is almost gone. But I also want to say kudos to our governor. For the first time, December free of bloodshed. It was wonderful. December, look, we have most of our people in Nigeria right now, those living in diaspora, those living abroad. Many of them came December and this January. And, they came and they're enjoying it. So I believe our excellent governor, our excellency can do more about that to give us more security. Like those travel. If you're traveling from Benin to Akure, Benin to Ifon, those roads are no go area at night. You can't date. So I believe with all hands on deck and our governor and the police, our CP, let's hope and pray for our action governor to do something about insecurity.
ADC, since they came in, I don't think they have done well by my own assessment. And darkness is synonymous with demonic things. And they have thrown their city into darkness, Benin City, Edo State as it were. It's in darkness. And I think that the government should step into the matter to do something about the situation. Because the way I look at it is that, for me, I think it is deliberate. Because there are some areas that have light. They call it dedicated light. So why can't everybody have the same light? Because there are areas for 2 weeks no light, for 1 month no light. Some people have 3 hours a day. Some people have 1 hour. And if they bring light in these 20 years, so people shout, hey, they'll be saying up NEPA instead of up BEDC, which is BEDC. So the thing is that government should step in and help us. People are dying, and most people are paying for darkness. They go there, they threaten people, they bring light when it is wanted for 3 days, 2 hours, 3 days, they come and collect money and they shut it down again. So I think the government should step in. If they are going to be thrown out, they should be thrown out and bring people who can give us light, who are ready to pay. It was privatized. That was a good intention by government, but the people that did it, I'm sure they gave it to their cronies who does not know anything about the management of light, and that's why we are where we are. It has really hampered nightlife because you don't work in darkness, and the only thing that is helping us now is this solar, and we go put everywhere, and some persons that have money to buy diesel and buy fuel. It's not everybody that had that kind of money. So it has really disturbed or hampered nightlife. But government is trying to bring it back by putting street light and everything. So we commend them. We pray that God will give government more power, more strength, more wisdom to do what they have to do. And the individuals are also trying by helping to lighten up everywhere. So we praise them. But for BEDC, I think they should go. Make better people.
The situation of electricity in Benin here now, I will give them at least 30%. They don't give up 50% from areas. But I wish the government can improve, because if you see what they happen to us now, we use our hand to define electricity. Some of us they go generator for us, some of us they get solar, some of us they go generate big blister. All these people get like hotel. So I wish the government they really improve for electricity. All those generators will become condemned money for our hand. You understand? So people no go they go for it. That money now they need to put, because that energy, that light will really linger. If light dey for this, imagine if you come for here for Silok Road now, government already put light, but in the evening everywhere will be dark. So where there is light, everything, even the security aspect of itself, anything concerning light is too plenty. So one particular, so we need light. If I come out for office now, if light no dey, we must buy generator. At least from office I dey buy at least, if I'm not mistaken, 5,000 every day for sure. Imagine at times 1 month, na big money. Until na money. From there I will come see look at this make we come here say we come dey go for solar. Make we use solar take stabilize am, because solar dey give us more, make savings from the fuel aspect of it. So if you get light, nothing like light, your light can carry AC, can carry everything for us. And to the noise, no go even give you that noise issue. So we prefer light more than any other thing.
The light is our problem. We are suffering for light. You can see our business without light, we cannot improve. We need light. The show of light is very, very, very low. I don't know if you're getting it, very low. We need light. The show of light in Edo State is very poor. Patronage is very low. You can see we import fuel at least every day 10,000, 15,000 a day. But you can stay 2 days, 3 days, no light. The show of business is very, very, very low. Very low. So we are begging government to improve the light aspect. That light, you cannot sell bulb, you cannot sell fan. You understand? When you have light, you prepare to buy fan. Not everybody can provide solar for his house. Actually, we need light.
Electricity in Benin City or in Edo State has been with mixed feelings, because to some they will give the positive nod that they are faring well with the supply of electricity, but with some become so epileptic of recent. Me personally, I have discovered that we are not paying for what we get, or we don't get what we pay for. The reason being that the regulatory body that's supposed to task the BEDC are not doing enough to satisfy a customer by way of ensuring that you get what you pay for. For those who are using prepaid meter, there are reports that suggest that even the prepaid meter is even overbilling or overcharging consumers. As against what the government is telling us. Only recently we discovered that the BDC keep complaining that the generation company is not supplying them what they ought to get, which will in turn affect the consumer. And even at a point, they also raise the issue of federal government owing them. But just recently, the federal government has paid a huge sum of money to liquidate what they are owing this distribution company. But looking at the experience of consumer in terms of the electricity supply, it is so appalling. They will either give you excuse of faulty transformer, which they left for the consumer to contribute money to fix, whereas it is supposed to be the onus of BDC to fix the transformer so that they can in turn supply electricity to the consumer who pay for that service. It's like you are buying a recharge card. I am not sure that the recharge card you buy is what they give you. It varies from quarter to quarter. It varies from consumer to consumer. For example, for those who have been using the analog or the estimated billing, you will discover that whatever they bring, which is not subject to negotiation, by the time you now procure your own prepaid meter, they will bring everything inside the bill and begin to roll out deductions arbitrarily without consulting with the consumer. Even the estimated billing they brought was not even discussed by the consumer. So, and there is nobody that is there to advocate for the consumer or to leverage on the complaints. Nobody to complain to. So that makes it very, very heartbreaking. So for me, I believe the federal government and indeed the lawmaker, the National Assembly, should set up a body where consumer can run to and lay their complaints so that there can be an equilibrium between the consumer and the BDC, for example.
To wrap it up on Viewpoint on ITV, we're going to be highlighting some of the key issues that was actually mentioned by our respondents, which some said it is as a result of poor maintenance, gas supply shortage, and poor metering, just to list but a few. And the government at all levels, they are expected to do the needful and do the right thing to ensure steady power supply for citizens in order to boost means of livelihood, especially for business owners in the country. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is an Egbete community situated in Isako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, Age Group evolved in Anegbete. In Anegbete, Age Group is categorized into two, that is, the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set rolled out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feet and ready for the responsibilities behold on them. The streets in the community with a feed up of young men and women adorned with the festival. Later, the royal family takes the stage as their children fight out royally and work in the community to showcase their might and fitness.
ITV, certainly the best.
It's such another lovely day, and it's always a delight to bring you the program Icons. Program designed specifically to showcase and unveil men and women of integrity, of character, so you can listen to them as they unveil their journey and what made them think in terms of impact and contributions to the community. So you can learn from their story and become the best version of you, especially at a time in our society where values have been thrown into the waste bin. Today on the program Icons on Independent Television, our guest is special, and that's because he's an octogenarian. And then secondly, he's also a former school teacher, a former military officer, sports administrator and developer, a businessman, a farmer of immeasurable repute, and he's also been a politician, I mean, as far as I can remember. But there's something unique about his politicking or political activities. All of these and lots more will unveil in the next 25 minutes on the program Icons on Independent Television. My guest today is Owe Dixon Imasugie. What I heard now is now Etose Dixon Imasugie. I'm sure he's going to let us into what all of this means. Pardon, sir. Thank you so much for granting us this interview with you on Icons on ITV.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Okay, let's begin from the basic. Tell us, what was it like growing up as a child? I mean, today you're very successful in very many ways. Time will fail us to unveil all of that. But how was it like growing up? Were you born with silver spoon, diamond spoon, or golden spoon? What kind of spoon were you born with, and what was life like growing up?
I was born on January 21st, 1941. Here in this very room, or this very house. It's a family house. I lived a hard life when I was young. People know me. Even when I was in the modern school, not to talk of the primary school, I woke up every day by 4 o'clock, go to Lagos Street to sell Midwest Echo and Midwest Champion.
Those were newspapers at the time?
Those were newspaper, local newspaper.
Okay.
At that time. Then I come back after 6 to Bath and go to modern school. The BDC for the present branch of Uniben in Ekenwa Road. 1 o'clock, if the teacher refused to close us, I will close myself. Go back to Lagos Street to sell Daily Times. If it is the day of Oka market, my auntie go to Oka. I will ask my co-vendor, please, those I'm serving monthly, help me serve so. After selling the one I want to sell. Go back to Mission Road to hire truck to car market and bring back the gari of my aunt. I suffered like that seriously until I left the modern school. My uncle, Reverend Professor Sadlo Imasugie, now employed me into the American Baptist School as a PP teacher in 1959. I was posted to Port Bazoaye, that is now Emu. And I was very comfortable. 1962, I gained a chance to Abraka teacher training. That time, if you are a teacher, you gain a chance, your salary will be going on.
As well?
Yes, as well. Even who are in the college. But they sent out a circular which says they should restrain teachers. Last to come, first to go. I was in the teacher training. I didn't know the AA Yoruba man was no more friendly with my uncle, who was the head of the American Baptist. He put my name among those
to be retrenched.
To be retrenched. I had to run from Abraka down. Went to meet him. He said I should not talk to him at all. I wrote a petition listing more than 100 teachers I'm senior to that were still in the field. The ministry now sent it to him. He wrote that they should not mind me, that it is frustration that is worrying me. They look at those I listed and really saw that I was senior from 59 to 62. There were some who were even employed 61. They now wrote to him that he should restate me immediately and pay me all my arrears. As wicked as he is, he wrote to me and the headmaster of Ewowe, who later became Reverend Professor, Reverend B.O. Ekato, that he's driving the wife for me to come and replace. Because the wife was also teaching in Ewowe. Yes, we are human beings. If I were to be Ekato, I would also be annoyed. But as a Christian, he went too far. It's a pity he's no more alive. So anything I'm saying, to look as if I want to spoil his name. But he went to a society that do not have anything with Christianity. If you want to know, 1951, when I was in Okoro Primary School, I got baptized under the Roman Catholic by Reverend Kelly, who later became Bishop Kelly.
Was that how Bishop Kelly Pastoral Center came from? Is that the history behind Bishop Kelly? Okay.
No.
Okay.
That time he was in Holy Arosa.
Okay.
In Mission Road here. And when I started teaching under the American Baptist, you must belong to their religion.
You got baptized there too again?
I got baptized in 1959 again under the American Baptist. So, will you want to say I'm not a Christian if I got baptized 2 times? If you Christ, they do so. So, unfortunately for B.O. Ekato, the people he reported me to, or Wigwe, have their ways of doing things. They follow the right line. They wanted to know if I'm their member. And if I'm their member, they will not do me anything.
But if you are not their member?
They can't say, yes, you wrong this man. They drove the wife because of you.
That was the allegation against you?
Yes.
Was it that Reverend Ekato, blessed memory now, he didn't know all that transpired to get to that point?
First and foremost, when the AA administrative assistant wrote, I am driving your wife for this man to come and replace. Where are human being?
Yeah.
I said just now that he has a right to be annoyed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But not to the extent as a Christian that he went.
So you're saying he took your name to...
Oh, wait.
To harm you?
Yes.
Because according to him, you...
And that not only to harm me, that I should not spend more than a night alive in a way. But fortunately to me, I was staying in the captain's house in Okpobazwa, that's Naimo. The man knew me as small teacher. He knew me anything that concerns native thing or not religious, you don't see me in it. So when they got there now, he told them, no, this man is not our member. But he will not wait and see that this is roof cannot protect somebody in his house. And as such, they said, go and grab black charcoal and give to the headmaster meeting. Scatter taken that. They have already taken that. It's the same thing you say in the church now. Miracle that is no miracle. So they left. They now called me. I was still in Abraka. That is what moved me out of Abraka. Because if I'm not in the classroom, they will terminate me.
Yeah.
Whereas while there, I was still receiving my salary. So he warned me. I look at him. I said, this man want to cause trouble between two Christians. I didn't believe him. He looked at me and said, I know you didn't believe me. But all I will tell you, I don't know if it's only my members he approach. Please, don't sleep. That's okay. Not that I believe. I went there early with bicycle. By 7, I was already in a way. I went straight to his house. The way he received me, I said, that's too much. I said, so that devil wanted to cause trouble between me and my Christian brother. I went to the class. He gave me the class. It was, we were almost going to close it. So after 12, because we closed by 1, I said, this man will still warn me. Do not sleep. I said, let me see the headmaster. I went to the headmaster because all along I was sending exclusivity since I didn't report. I went there and said, sir, you know I've been sending exclusivity. He said, yes, yes. I said, I need to see my daughter this night. I said, that's okay. Don't. Please sleep. If you want to go 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will allow you to go. My brain
You will to reset again because you'll be warned.
6 o'clock, 7, you will allow me to go. Not that I'm still going to teach till now and at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 when the student will start to come to school. I said, I believe this man. So immediately they knocked the bed to close on my bicycle. I said, tell the headmaster I'm gone. He started running after me. Anyway, which shows there was really something on the ground.
Which means there was a plan to eliminate you that night.
I didn't come home because my things were still in Okobazwai. That is 9 months. I went there. That time, that is now Sopika. Hold meeting 12 midnight. After 11, I went to wake up the Kate. The Kate title that is now what we call Ogwele.
Okay.
I went to wake up the Kate. I don't buy. I said, sir, when you are going to meeting today, I will go with you. He looked at me. He said, no. I said, why? He said, any person will get trouble. They do not accept him in the society. I said, now trouble I get. You saved my life. You are telling me how to be a good Christian. And I want to join you in what you are worshiping. You are saying I have trouble. I said, I don't have trouble. So I said, you don't want to go. I want to stay outside. Immediately he came out with the oil lamp where they take a escorter. I followed him. When he got there, he went inside to call the elders. Say, see the trouble when you get. He tell this man or small teacher, say, somebody will get trouble, they know they accept. When I now say my own, the people say they will initiate me.
So that's how you became
I became a member with man in 1962.
Okay, I'll come to that point much later. You've also been a military officer. You've been a sports developer.
Thank you.
You've been a businessman.
Yes.
Yes. So what were the values that helped you to be able to function at this level?
Thank you. Since I left Abraka, I have photography brain. and I started buying books that I read, ROSA books and so on. And I got my advance in bookkeeping and accountancy. So in 1966, March 66, and I joined the police. Later, Bayagon, who was assistant commissioner here from Usen, was my squad mate. I was their father. This man who was in charge of security, he was commissioner or deputy commissioner under AIG, Ishama, was also my squad mate. I got the best batting in 66 squad or 22 squad in police. When the war broke out, they asked for accountants. Because of my certificate, I applied. I was not even a lance corporal in the police. They look at the certificate, they value it, and they gave me a warrant officer, class 2.
In the army?
In the army.
So that's how you move from police to
the
army.
army.
Interesting.
Warrant officer, class 2, class 1. If you are getting promotion, you go to full lieutenant straight. It will not take you 2 years, you go to captain. So I was employed. I served under Lieutenant Bello as the paymaster 2 div. When they now saw my intelligence, they made me officer in charge 2 div traveling claim. That is, any other rank going on leave, his paper
must pass
through me. From Asaba to Sokoto, like this. I made my name. Do you know why I left so sorry? I've not told you about my family life. Let me just brush it. That in the end, 7 women born for me. 6 were under this roof.
So that means you are a polygamist.
Serious one. even with Ababa, when I left him when he was in South Africa, I talk. I said, "See waiting, I see waiting." He said, "They did not play." I said, "Baba, I thought I will learn
from you.
Polygamous things. I don't know you are the one to learn from me." So, like I said, if any major general also chase a girlfriend, I will say it's W1 in Masoge, a girlfriend. Whereas Nala, and now I say, if this thing come, now trouble I did. So when the car cool, the car then with all my boys.
Wow.
Happened, now I say, the senior officers who don't like me can
set you up with this
set
now.
me up. Now right. They didn't even allow me to go. My boys went to take my paper away from Army headquarters. Like this former senator, Ali Mekena. He was my corporal.
Wow.
I sent him to Auchi. While in Auchi, I was paying salary. When he came, I promoted him as sergeant. He was already a staff sergeant before I left.
Wow.
So, or DVD Papa.
That's one.
Was under me.
So, at what rank did you, leave
W1.
Wow. Wow.
That's the father of the army.
Wow.
But if it's in real military, not tradesmen,
yeah,
it will be called regimental sergeant major.
Okay. RSM.
RSM. But as a tradesman,
yes,
warrant officer class 1.
Okay. Growing up as a child, I mean, judging from the background that you came from, I mean, you literally trained yourself in modern school doing sales, doing business to support yourself and all of that. What would you say are the values, the virtues, the principles of life that you imbibed? And you also didn't talk about your parents, because hearing you say you have to work your way to go to school, do trades and stuff like that. Can you give us insight into that?
Thank you. My mother left me and the other 2 children in 1946.
When you say left you, what do you mean by
left? My father.
Okay.
To marry another person.
Okay.
But the children, she gave birth to another 7 children. I trained all.
Interesting.
If you were in my birthday that day, you will see the person who prayed, James Obagona. I trained him in Arewele, which is now Western Boys. From there, when I moved to Ibadan posting in 1971, I took him along to do HSC in Loyola College. When he left there, I looked for transfer in UI. You know what UI is that time?
Yeah.
He ran home and wrote me a nasty letter. Those who are not as rich as yourself, send their brothers to overseas. You are sending me to UI. I said, okay, go and bring paper. He went to bring. And I trained in Florida State University, full time for 4 years. Not to talk about the others. I trained all. You saw my birthday if you were there that year. I have 13 children in overseas. Those who are here, number 5 from number 4 woman Yoruba is a professor in Uniben here and HOD in UBTH. Number 7 is number 2 staff in NYSC Edo State. Number 11 is assistant director NAPTEP. Number 13 is a CEO in one of the Elumelu establishment. Number 17 is the super leader of APC when I'm super leader of PDP in my local government. Number 18 from number 6 woman, Isha woman, is a bank manager, First Bank in Lagos. Number 24 is now they are posting him now. Up to 2 months ago, he was the PRO immigration 2D.
Okay.
Number 24. He has masters. I trained all my children.
Fantastic.
Because I didn't have that opportunity. And in short, what motivated me to be training people close to me and to be friendly is that I took oath, personal oath, that as I suffer, if I see any person suffer and not help him, may God punish me. So I'm like that. If you ask people, even Christmas, I do Christmas for more than 600 people every year. Not that I'm too rich, but I vow that I must help people.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a very, very interesting conversation today on the program Icons with our guest, Owe Dixon Imasuge, who incidentally is a community leader, a party leader, a businessman, a philanthropist, a former teacher, and former police and army officer. Interestingly, I've seen a lot of people in this category who actually started out their life as a teacher. One of them is somebody he's consistently referred to as his father and his mentor, talking about our father, the Isama of His Excellency Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Wigbinendo, CFRCO, and who incidentally was also a teacher. And before he also became a police officer, and then the rest is history.
We are cousins, also from the mother side.
Wow, wow, fantastic. I want to thank you again for creating this time for us to have this interface with you. And we wish you the very, very best, particularly with your new age. It's a prayer that you continue to age in grace and with grace. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for thanking me.
That's our package for today on the program Icons. We hope you enjoyed the program. Be sure to join us. We'll bring you a fresh episode of the program. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, thanking you for staying with us. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.